What's up, everybody? It's your boy Steve B.
And Maggie.
And my friend Maggie. Hello, Maggie. What's up? And
It's a very special topic today.
it's a very special topic, very special video. Maggie, what do you think we're going to be talking about today?
Reactions to different stimulants.
Stimulants, yes.
And what,
Consequences.
the consequences of
Yeah.
the stimulants.
I'm doing this video. Is this rolling? Yeah. All right. I'm doing this video to capture what I have not been able to capture in the past. I've tried to write about it before, but usually I can't sit still long enough to write it because I'm really manic. And that's what the topic is about. Catching mania in a bottle. And I'm not saying I'm manic right now, but I'm like
Borderline.
I'm borderline, not personality, but I'm on the fence of like
Mania.
And I do know this because I wrote about this before, how to induce mania. I wrote about this in my journal once. It's like you don't eat, you drink lots of caffeine, you don't sleep, and you drink like a fish alcohol. That's how you induce mania if you want to do it.
Or for me, I just do a giant dab.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had a dab the other day that pushed you over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But you came back then,
yep.
right?
Yep. I just had to like pretty much sleep it off.
Yeah.
But
And that lasted like a day.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah,
So-
and then the after effects the next few days, as you like try to come down from like the adrenaline, and it was just exhausting the following days. But
It's like a mental hangover almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
I
Like
know
my
you mean.
head hurt, my stomach was upset, and
I'm not even talking about the physical. Mental hangover is whenever you knew that you were in that spot and you're like, oh shit, now I gotta like do some self-care.
yep,
Bring my like brain, like get
centered.
you need like, and it doesn't happen right away. You need like a week to go by when you're like, okay, I've been normal for a week. I got over that 1 day hump. So we're back to reality.
And I don't forget anything when I'm manic. Like, I remember most details of my mania. And that's why, like, looking back, I'm able to kind of laugh about it. But, you know, in the moment and the following day, I'm usually embarrassed.
Yeah, you told me that. But I'm gonna cut you off. We could get back to this, but let me stay on track.
Yeah,
with
talk
this.
about your caffeine and...
Yeah. So, all right, I didn't do this on purpose. Let me bring everybody up to date with what brought me to this point. Okay, about 2 months ago, I stopped drinking. 1, 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, and I'm still sober. I quit smoking cigarettes, switched over to tobacco. That was working for a while, and then I was like, I'm not happy right now. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
That's how I got back into it, too.
Smoke one cigarette one day. A couple days passed, no cigarettes, blah blah blah, and then I just gradually worked up, and now I haven't smoked a cigarette today yet.
Awesome.
But yeah, but I'll probably go home at some point and smoke lots in a row, chain smoke for a couple hours.
That's what I've been doing. I quit for 2.5 months, and then I had that weekend with the dab, and then I've been smoking ever since.
It's all right. It's what we do. Third thing, or I don't even know what number one, but this is what changed my life. Joe. It's a cup of Joe. Okay. I quit drinking pop, and because I'm trying to lose weight, take off the sugar. So I was like, I'm gonna switch from pop to coffee. Well, guess what? They're not the same.
No.
It's two completely different vices, and it's like.
Coffee's almost a substance, really.
It is a substance. So is pop. But my body is used to my pop intake.
Right.
Like coffee is a whole different. It's like you get all the coffee at once, and not only did it. Here's what happened. It gave me physical change. What I mean is, it's almost like a pre-workout, and what you do with a pre-workout is it's lots of caffeine, but other things too. But it gives you stamina, so you can go in the gym and blah blah blah. Well, it's like a pre-workout to me. You should see my gym workouts. I'm like lifting retarded shit right now. It's crazy. So that happened. My brain has been stimulated. My brain is the brain of, I don't know what brain this is, but it's
Electrified.
It's electrified. It's thinking rapidly. I'm thinking multiple thoughts at the same time. I'm remembering things. I'm able to rap lyrics that I haven't heard in years. I'm like rapping with it. It's just all these things are flooding back into my brain at the same time, and it's like oh, that's pretty cool. Like it's a drug. Yeah, that's the byproduct of it. It's a drug. Now,
I use it to cure my headaches.
yeah, I had a headache this morning until I had my coffee.
Yep.
And we're not talking about me like chugging coffee all day. We're talking about
A cup.
one single cup when I wake up. So there was like 15 minutes that I woke up this morning before my brain started like being
Processing.
active. It was already starting to be the caffeine brain before I even had that, because it's like I was anticipating the coffee,
Yeah.
so I started thinking like this already,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's the coffee. Okay, so now that we're brought up to date, that's where I am right now. If you watch my other videos, I don't talk this rapidly. I'm the different person. This like I made a video on Tuesday, and I'm a different Steve.
But then there's also the consequences of that stimulant.
Yes, that's what we're gonna get into. Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to jump into that.
Oh my god, this is the research aspect, and no, I didn't do this for research. I didn't start drinking coffee for research.
Well, it's
But
also
that's
to be
what-
able to look back and learn something.
That's why I make these videos in general is so I can remember my shit. But I specifically want to remember this video because I'm in the shit right now, and my brain is thinking rapidly, and I'm treating it as research for myself for the future, so that I can look back on it and be like, oh shit, like don't do that again, or do you remember how you thought like this? Well, now you've been there, you've done that.
You can navigate it better.
You can navigate it. You don't gotta be scared whenever you're in public and you're like
Manic.
seeing some crazy shit. Because I have been seeing some crazy shit the last couple of days, and I don't think it's hallucination. I just think that my brain is like interpreting things. It's very active, and I'll get into it. But let me just say, one of the main things that's been fucking me up is seeing people that I think are famous people in public. Like, and I started talking to you about this. It's like, is it real? Is it really that person? I seriously think that it really is that person sometimes.
Yeah.
I saw Miles Davis the other day. I saw Tom Wolfe the other day. I saw Rachel Levine the other day. I saw CeeLo DeMac, who is a YouTuber. I saw him twice. I saw George motherfucking Floyd, R.I.P., a block away from where I live. I'm not even joking. I did not make that up. I saw fucking George motherfucking Floyd. Crazy shit. They're having the trial going on right now, so maybe that's why I'm thinking about him. Like, it's like I'm dreaming during the day.
Yes.
I'm dreaming during the day.
I've seen Robin Williams, and I used to chase Brendan, something like that. It's from Panic at the Disco. He's the lead singer.
I don't know his name.
Brendan Urie.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I used to chase him around Pittsburgh, just like driving, like listening to the music, and he was dropping hints of where he was.
Oh God!
And I was like madly in love with him like 5 years ago. So.
Music will have an effect on your brain when you're like this.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah, I know. Like sometimes I'll be listening to the radio, and it's literally every
I can't
song.
listen to the radio. Every song I listen to has to be. I have to put it on purpose.
Right.
I can't listen to the radio, or I think that the radio is like controlling talking to me, telling me what I need to do next.
Usually to kill yourself.
Sometimes. So that's what happens to you. It tells you to kill yourself. What do you mean? Like the song lyrics are like, kill.
It's like how I'm interpreting the song lyrics.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like I'll be listening to a rap song, and it'll be like kind of discriminating against women. Like you hear that a lot in rap music, but it doesn't typically bother me when I'm not manic. But when I'm manic, it comes across like that's
They're talking to you?
the male perspective of me, and then I like internalize that and feel some type of way where it's like, wow, I should just like run my car into a fucking telephone pole because like it's so harsh, you know.
Let me tell you something. I don't typically, this is going to be weird because I'm like a music person, but when I listen to music, I don't necessarily listen to the lyrics.
Yeah, you listen
That's
to
weird. I listen to the melodies and whatnot, and like the sound. Like if I put headphones on, I'll hear stuff in the background that I never heard. But here's the thing: when I'm in this state of mind, I do listen to the lyrics, and I do hear things that I never heard before, and I do think they're talking to me, and I do, and like I interpret like fucked up shit. Like I was listening to Lady Gaga, and she says, what did she say? She said, poker face, poker face. And you know what I think she's talking about?
Poking her face?
Poking her face with a cock. Like, oh my God. I can't think of anything else right now. But I'm just saying, like, I hear, and they do that on purpose. It's not an accident that they chose those lyrics. But if you're ultra sensitive to lyrics and like paying attention to stuff, you'll hear some crazy shit in songs.
Yeah.
Some like stuff that crazy sexual innuendos, but you'll also hear some like murderous stuff too if you listen close enough.
Mine's mostly like suicidal intense, but that's like
because you listen to that sad boy shit.
Yeah, and it's like the bipolar like always wants to try to kill you. Yeah. Like that's like the bottom of it, you know. Like you go manic, and then you get the depressive episode.
Right.
And it's like bottom line trying to kill you. Like, but when I'm manic, I think something else is trying to kill me too.
Oh my God, I think so many things are trying to kill me.
Well,
it's not usually song lyrics. It's usually actually somebody trying to kill me.
Right. Like it's usually my ex.
Oh my God.
That's trying to kill me.
Well, I can go there too.
Yeah. Well, he actually did at one point try to kill me. So it's like a PTSD thing almost, like flashbacks.
This isn't manic behavior, but panic attacks. I've thought that I always hear it's panic attacks for me are different than manic episodes. When I have a panic attack, I'm hearing voices in my head, and it's usually like my ex-girlfriend is saying to kill yourself. My parents are saying kill yourself. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm up in my apartment now. What objects do I have in my house that I can do to off myself?
Not planning it, but kind of idealization.
Yeah, but I do know that like it's gonna pass. I've gotten to the point where I know it's gonna pass, but and I'm not a suicidal person at all.
Right, me either. Like I feel like I'm mostly upbeat, and I feel like I'm mostly like I try to like stay on the good side of things, like, you know, silver lining. But when I'm in one of those episodes, it's just impossible to get through. Like
All right. Well, I don't want to talk too much about panic attacks.
Yeah,
because that's like
another.
That's like the other side of the spectrum. I got panic attacks.
Let's stick to mania.
We're gonna stick to mania because this is for research. But there's a lot of good stuff in here too.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you something, but I'm gonna tell you it because we've talked about this before. But I want to tell you it in a different way. We made a video a while back, a couple months ago, and we were talking about those adventures that you have when you're manic and you're like, you
kind of excited, like
it's very dangerous
and scary.
Yeah, it's like following a rabbit down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the metaphor that I'll have because you know that when the metaphor is going down the rabbit hole, that's the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's Alice in Wonderland.
And it doesn't make sense, but everything makes sense. Like, it's all,
Yeah.
like, interconnected. But, like, verbally trying to explain it to somebody who doesn't have this is just so challenging in itself.
Yeah, especially when you're in it at that
Yeah.
moment. I'll give you an example, and this has happened to me several times. I was just in Pittsburgh yesterday, and I was in the south side of Pittsburgh, and like whenever I'm feeling like manic like this, and I'm in a place that I'm not normally at, my eyes like dart all over the place. I'm like, ooh, what's around that corner? Ooh, what's on this street? I've never been down there before, and I will go down these streets, and I just keep walking. I just keep walking. But the thing is, though, is that my feet are not attached to my brain. So my feet keep walking. I don't stop for anything. I'll step into a pothole or whatever. What I'm trying to get at is that I'll go down these rabbit holes, these little mini adventures, and it is like
following kind of like an intuition.
It is a video game. But here's the thing, though. I've seen enough gangster movies, right? I'll give you a perfect example, and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen The Godfather?
No.
Well, there's this scene in Godfather 1 where Michael Corleone, Al Pacino, he just got married to his wife, and he's on the run because he killed a cop and a drug dealer in New York City. He killed them, so like he's laying low in Sicily while the heat comes down off of him till he can come back to the United States. Well, he finds a wife while he's in Sicily, and they get married, blah blah blah. And but there's people that want him dead, right? So there's this one scene where he's gonna go to his car and he's gonna take his wife off somewhere, and she wants to surprise him and drive down to him because he taught her how to drive. And so he starts walking down towards the car, and she's like, Michele, and then he stops midway, and he looks to his right, and he sees this guy staring at him and then staring at the car, and then he starts running away, and that's when Michael knows that the car's gonna explode. So that's what I'm saying. The only reason I brought that up is because when I go down these rabbit holes, I see ways that I can die. Like, I was down in the south side yesterday, and I was walking down to the waterfront where the boats are in the south side, right behind what bar is that? Hofbrauhaus, if people know what I'm talking about. And like off to the left, beside the Hofbrauhaus, is this construction site. And my mind thinks that there's somebody in this construction site that's gonna kill me. Like, it's ridiculous.
I know. The last manic episode I had, I was literally diving behind couches because somebody was gonna snipe me through the window.
Yeah,
I've never.
That's in your own house too.
That was
right?
Yeah.
Like, you think somebody's gonna kill you in your own house? That's really bad.
Yeah, and I also, like, Drew came to pick me up, and instead of jumping in the front seat, which was right in front of me, I ran around to the back and tried to jump in the trunk because I thought they were still going to try to shoot me.
Jesus.
It was, and Drew is my significant other.
Yep.
So he puts up with a lot.
But like you said, it's like your imagination goes wild.
Yeah, it really does, and it's like. But it's not even just imagination. It's like your reality when you're in it.
Yeah. It is your reality, and you can't step back from it. It's like you're in there. And I feel like when I'm walking around like that, no, you can go say, when you're out like that, I feel like I have to have a social interaction with everybody I walk by too. It's kind of weird, and it's exhausting too. Like I always feel like people are looking at me. And I have to have a social interaction with every single person I walk by, especially if it's like a beautiful girl. I gotta like, at some point I have to make eye contact with her, and get some kind of recognition. I don't know if that happens to you, but I feel like I need recognition. Not even with beautiful girls, with anybody, with older people, men and women, young people that I think are like alpha males. I need to be accepted for. It's like an ego thing when I'm like this. I need to have a social interaction with everybody, and I think what's triggering that is I just started a job at Giant Eagle, and I'm I that's all I do all day is ring people out at the cashier.
Yeah.
So I have a social interaction with everybody that comes to my line, and I don't just ring them out and tell them to go. I have to have like a dialogue with everybody. And if you're there for 8 hours, if you're there for 8 hours talking to these people, that's a lot of social interaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's added to where I'm at too. Is being a cashier. It's fucking my shit up. But I like it too. It's making me more social. I can feel like I can talk to anybody, and
confidence boost.
Yeah, confidence boost. But I need to talk less and just like
listen more,
talk less, and yeah, talking less is a thing too. Because I was at the bar the other night, and motherfuckers, I don't know. I'm sober at the bar talking to these drunk people. And
which is hard in itself because I don't drink either, so I know like being around like somebody who's drunk can be wearing on the sober mind.
21. I'm gonna let this run as long as we need to. The last time I made a long video, it like cut the clip and made it 2 videos in one, so
it'll work.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't stop recording and like you miss out on the conversation. But anyway, yeah, it's been really hard for me the drinking thing lately because the
stress.
It's been stressful, but the weather's changed too. So like my brain is a different brain in the winter than it is in the summer.
I know exactly what you mean. Like I get so much more energy from being out and
yeah. I didn't used to be able to do that though. The past 2 years, my anxiety's been so bad that I wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah.
Like even when it was nice out, and I actually liked winter better because it's like, oh, well, I'm not weird because everybody's in the house. But I told
judge you.
Yeah, but I told myself yesterday, I was like, this is gonna be the best summer of my life.
And to branch on that,
I have an attitude about that. Best summer of my life. Go ahead.
To branch on like the anxiety of people like seeing, I still had enough like cognizance when I was manic the last time to like realize that there was like police officers and I could run the risk of being like sent back to the hospital. Yeah. And I was outside and it was raining and I just kept telling myself, everyone's asleep right now, like it's a rainy Sunday, like nobody's out, and trying to like calm myself down because I was like, you know, panicking that somebody was going to hear me, report me to the authorities.
Can I ask you a question about the police real quick? Because we talked about this in another video, how whenever you have an encounter with the police, you would be surprised, and I don't want to get political, but a lot of these people that are getting killed by the cops have mental illness. Yeah. And I wonder... And I'm making a side note for myself.
I have an idea, but go on.
I'm making a side note for myself and for whoever's watching this. But if you have an encounter with the cops and you know you're not right, why don't you just tell the cops, like, I am bipolar. I may not be acting right now, but I'd appreciate if, like,
you give me a break here.
Like, maybe not give you a break, but, like, just know that I'm sick right now, and I'm acting a little bit out of
This
touch.
Is what I actually had an idea, and I want to patent it, and this is like proof that I came up with it, so don't try to steal my idea. Mm-hmm. This is recorded on April 10th, 2021. Yeah. So my idea is, you know how like diabetics have bracelets? Mm-hmm. A mental health bracelet. Yeah. So it identifies you. And it would be something that you would forget about anyway when you're on, like, you know...
If you're having a mental breakdown or something.
But everyone else would see that.
They're going to check it.
Yeah, it's going to be, like, a certain color. Yeah. Like a mental health, like, flag almost, you know, and, like...
We should make it a mental health flag. That'd be sweet.
I know.
We should make a mental health flag. Can we make it like... All right, there's a flag, and then it's like a hypnotized thing that goes like that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea.
Well, you can do whatever you want. It's your idea. Well, no, the mental health flag's my idea, but the bracelet's your idea.
The identification, like a medical identification bracelet, because they have them for diabetes, they have them for heart problems, like AFib and things like that. So there's...
Why don't you make a prototype?
Yeah.
You should make a prototype.
And go on Shark Tank.
You know what my idea for that is? Why don't you get a chain link like this, and then the upper part will be like steel, and then have engraved in it bipolar or whatever you're schizophrenic, borderline, whatever,
like
whatever
a metallic
identification
bracelet. But I thought that would be like helpful for if you're going into the hospital, they don't know if you're on drugs or if you're like sick.
And especially if you don't have your identification on you, if you don't have an ID or anything on you, they have no idea. You're a John Doe as far as they're concerned.
And they don't know what kind of medication to give you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like in the hospital, it's pretty standard. Like if
maybe it would have your medication on it too.
Yeah.
So then whenever if you put you in the hospital, they're not going to give you like some random drugs.
Over Abilify.
Yeah, they'll give you the drugs that you're prescribed by. Right. And they'll not give you a shot of something when you walk in the place.
And you
hate that shit.
Yeah, I know. And they just like sedate you.
Yeah. You know, when the last time I was in the hospital, I'm so paranoid that I'm going to die whenever I go to the hospital that like they'll give me something to sedate me.
And you won't go to sleep?
I'll overcome it.
Me too.
I'll overcome that shit.
Me too. And they were like, we gave her like max dose of Ativan. And I'm just like this.
But when you think you're going to die, like
you're
you stay
adrenaline.
Awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in survival mode.
Yep. And that's what, like, I have like this cognizance that like if I go to sleep and wake up, it'll be over. But I just can't turn my brain off.
No. I was up for days. Maybe even a week. I would not allow myself to sleep. I'd stay up all night. I would write. I would walk up and down the hallways, and this security guy was getting so pissed at me because I would just stand in my doorway, like looking at the security station. He's like, "Go to sleep, Steve." I'm like, no, and like he would get pissed when I would walk down the hallway. He'd be like, "You're a security risk. Go in your room." It's like, bro, my brain is like on fire.
Yeah.
I cannot chill in this room. It's a cell. Like I need to be doing something creative right now.
And that's why I like these videos, because it's gonna show people like what it's really like, you know? Like it's not something that we can necessarily control while we still have like this cognizant self. It's mostly fight or flight. Like it's like you are just trying to survive the moment.
You know what sucks though is that I could make this all stop. All I have to do is stop drinking coffee. But there's a part of my brain that's addicted to this shit.
Yeah.
Like you're addicted to these thoughts. You're addicted to. You feel like you're having an enlightening thought every second that you're living.
Yep.
And it's like you're learning on top of learning on top of learning, and you
but just so rapidly.
Yeah. Like I wish I could do something productive with it, and I am gonna make something productive with it.
I think this works.
Yeah, this works. This works for the moment, but I'm gonna do something after this too, probably.
Yeah. Because you are creative when you're in a manic phase, but it's just hard to rein it in.
Yeah.
And have a product made because you're just like all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost went to the casino last night.
I don't gamble.
I don't gamble either. You know what I was gonna do? I live close to Pittsburgh. I'm like less than 20 minutes away from the city. Plus, it was like 10 o'clock p.m. I could have got to the casino probably in like 15 minutes. But all I wanted to do was go down there and take a picture. I wanted to go in the bathroom and take a picture in the mirrors in the bathroom, because they got those mirrors that they have a mirror on the left that is like 20 feet long, and then they got a mirror on the right that's 20 feet long. And if you go and you look next to you and then you look into the mirror, it's like infinity. You're looking at yourself into infinity. It's like crazy. That's the only reason I wanted to go to the casino, because I'm coming up with a concept about mirrors right now, and like the infinite, and like what's on the other side of the mirror, like other dimensions, stuff like that. Like people can come out of the mirrors from other dimensions.
Right, and
like,
even you can see time travel through the mirror.
What do you mean?
Because of the foreverness of it.
Yeah.
It's just like projecting into the future. Like,
yeah.
Isn't that weird to think of? Like,
yeah, and think about this too. We made mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are stuff you can get your reflection in the water, obviously, but mirrors were made by man. And I don't know, what's your thoughts on that? I don't know where I'm going with this.
I mean,
Then it's made by man. You can look at yourself. It's like into the infinite.
Right.
You don't know what's on the other side of the looking glass. Like they've made stories about the looking glass. Like Snow White, she looks into the mirror. Not Snow White, the evil queen looks into the mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Like the mirror talks back to her.
Yeah.
She has the evil apple that she get. Like there's so many things, like symbolism.
And your eyes are mirrors too. Like
your eyes are mirrors. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror, like really close? And
you can see yourself.
You can see your soul. Some dude told me you could see your soul if you look into your eyeball in the mirror.
That's
it's
pretty
like,
cool.
Yeah, like it's the window to your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Is the mirror.
And I also have this thing when I'm manic about screens. Like I remember this one time Drew was looking into his phone and I could see the reflection of the phone in his eyes, and it made him look like he was like screens in his eyes, like he was a robot or something.
Oh shit.
And
wait, you mean you could see his phone in his eyes?
Yeah, like and it was like the screen.
It's the same thing if you wear sunglasses and you have your phone looking at you, and you could see like the reflection of your phone in your sunglasses.
Yeah.
Like I hate when I do that. It's like it makes you look like a tool, because it's like, oh, he's just holding his phone. Like you could like picture like if somebody else is seeing the pictures, like you can picture them like, look at me. But that's the world we live in.
Yeah,
selfies are fun.
Everyone takes selfies.
Yeah, I take selfies. And my phone, I got to get this off my phone, but there's this thing on my phone right now where if you hold it up in picture mode, it just starts taking pictures without you pressing a button. So I got rolls of pictures like that. I'm not even looking at the lens, and there's just pictures of myself. And it's like, wow, dude, what's wrong with you? If you look at my camera roll, I look like a fucking tool. But yeah, I gotta get that off. It's using up a lot of my data too, so. Nah, I mean.
Yeah.
Damn. See, we just went down a rabbit hole just now. A rabbit hole of thoughts. I had no intention of talking about my phone.
It happens.
But our phone is like more. A phone is part of us.
When I'm manic, it is like the tree of knowledge. Like when the first time that I had my manic experience.
Where's that fucking apple at?
I like had one of these like indestructible phones, and I like stabbed it with a knife.
I'll be right back.
Because I was trying to like destroy the tree of knowledge.
I can hear you too, by the way. I'm sorry, Maggie.
I don't know if you're gonna find it because Audrey took it somewhere.
Yeah, fuck it. She didn't put it. She just like is doing kid shit.
Yeah.
Picking up an apple and eating it.
But you want to tell the apple story?
Yeah. Is that still going?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Now I started talking about mirrors and the other dimension. We're not sure what dimension that we're talking about that's in the mirrors. We don't know if people come through the mirrors. Have you ever seen Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Okay, you know Slimer, right?
Yes.
The green blob.
Uh-huh.
What is that? It's not human. It's not a human ghost.
Well,
it's
it
not
might be a poltergeist.
It might be a poltergeist. And what is a poltergeist?
An entity, like an evil entity that's brought on from like negative energies.
Yeah. So okay. So but is Slimer evil? I don't think he is.
poltergeists are known to
Necessarily.
they're not evil, but they're like impish. Like that's not the right word for it, but they're like mischievous.
Yeah.
Like they like.
And you said they feed off of emotions too.
Yeah.
Kind of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might manifest one of these poltergeists just from your aura or your shitty aura that you have.
Or like stress.
Yeah.
Or like negative thoughts.
I don't even want to say aura because aura is like your aura, but you can. I think you can manifest.
Your
it's like
aura
karma.
changes.
It's like karma. Like what if karma is you all right, you do something shitty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you manifest this poltergeist, and it shoots off into like different people, and it makes them have shitty things happen too. Is that like a poltergeist? Because you said it's like it can be manifested by emotions. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm rambling.
It's more like a poltergeist is an entity that is created from energy.
Right.
So, I don't know if it can, like, affect other people. Like, I think that it's mostly attached to, like, an individual or, like, a couple individuals, like, maybe in a household.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's stress within a marriage. But, I don't necessarily believe in poltergeists, but...
I do.
You do?
Yeah. Keep going, though.
But, I think that we do create energy that is expelled somehow and manifests in some way, whether it's like an entity or more of like a vibe.
Well, the vibe thing, it would be an aura too. It would be back to the aura, I think, again. But let me tell you why I believe in. I don't know if I'd call it a poltergeist. I don't know what.
Just a malevolent.
Just like something. I believe. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I do believe in the alternate dimensions.
Right.
That are within us, and we can't see what's going on in these dimensions, but they're walking around going about their lives. And we're here doing our lives. Well, here's the thing. I think that I can see some of these creatures walking around. I saw this car in the south side that had the craziest decals on it that you could ever see. And when I looked at the driver, like his eyes were like going like this, like that's not a human being that I saw. I'm not even kidding.
Like he was just like
I don't know if I was like tripping or what.
Or
this dude, it was a black guy that like he looked like a normal black guy, but he looked like he was like bugging out. Like his eyes and his face were all like darting all over the place while he's driving the car.
Like he was glitching or something.
Yeah, like was this car real? Was the driver real? Who was actually driving the car? Was that car put here to deliberately F with my head so that I would freak out and like start going down some rabbit hole? This is the things that I think about.
Yeah, I've like done that too, where
I think
I'll see like a bumper sticker and it'll be like a religious cross, and I'll think that like I'm going to die and this is like my
like somebody like that. They didn't put that on the bumper sticker just in general, but that bumper sticker was purposely put there so that you could see it.
Yeah, that it's like it's gonna happen now.
And it's like put there to be a trigger to you or something.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Like
I see signs all the time, and you know what else fucks with me is numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers. And the fact that I got this number tattooed on my arm has been fucking with me too a little bit lately. But guess what?
I could talk to you about tattoos and what.
Well, not yet. But guess what? That's there forever.
This is
I know that. Yeah, that's what, Greek or something? Roman numerals.
No, that's Imagine.
Oh, I can't read it. Oh, I thought that was Greek letters.
But like this is like it says Imagine, and it basically